What's up, everybody? It's Gaming Diva here, and welcome back to another episode of Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. Now, in this episode, we're gonna go through Craig's final date and his epilogue, and we'll see what happens. So, let's just jump right in. It took some time for our schedules to line up, but I was finally able to find a weekend where Craig and I could go camping. He always stays so busy with work and the kids, but it's good to know that we'll be able to spend some time relaxing together in nature. Since our first run, I've managed to go on regular runs with Craig. I do them mostly because it seems like the only time we get to hang out, but the added benefit is that I've seen a lot of improvement in my health. I was able to sift through the attic and find my old camping gear from college. Craig put me in charge of bringing the sleeping bags in the tent while he takes care of the food, so I double-checked to make sure everything's ready to go. Craig should be here any minute now. Amanda's going to be spending the weekend at a school trip to our nation's capital. She hasn't been away from home without me for longer than a day since she was 14. I hope she isn't feeling as nervous about it as I am. I step outside, hauling the bags behind me. Craig's already strapped some camping gear into the top of my modest but stylish car. He notices me carrying my equipment and hurries over to take it from me. I got it, don't you dare. Such a gentleman. He's such a gentleman. I almost had a case of the vapors there. Never fear, these muscles were made for picking up heavy things and putting them in other places. Remember, it's your weekend to relax. Take it easy. I guess I can't argue with that. Everything good with Amanda? Yep, on her way to a school trip to Washington, D.C. What about your offspring? Already at Smashley's for the weekend. I'm ready to get my camp on. I load the rest of my stuff into Craig's car and we get in. Oh no. What's wrong? I think I left my juicer plugged in. We gotta go back. You're worried that somebody's gonna break into your house and cold press some carrots? No, it's just... Just try to relax, man. Let the juicer float away. Take all of your worries and blend them into a pulpy good vibes. Craig takes a deep breath. Do we have anything to listen to? All I had at my place was a series of CDs that guide you through a thorough and intense calisthenics workout. Do you want to listen to those? That sounds awful. Oh, I'm just kidding. Craig hands me a thick case filled with CDs. Take your pick. I thumb through page after page of kids sing-along CDs. Oh yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Takes me back. Keep going. I get to the end of the case to find in the very last slot a blank CD with Craig's handwriting on it. DJ Kegstand's Mega Mix Volume 1? Made that just for the trip. I think you'll like it. I pop the CD into the car stereo and it's like I'm immediately transported to our old dorm room. Hit after hit plays, and soon enough we're both happily scream-singing the lyrics to each song as we fly down the highway. The song was Carl's favorite. Carl, the third roommate! You brought that dog home one night, and I couldn't pry you two apart. We spent an entire semester fabricating a story about our foreign exchange student roommate who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Sounds familiar. Then we had a room inspection. That RA was so suspicious of us, but could never prove anything. And Carl was just under a blanket. Bless that pup's courage under fire. Man, we did some dumb things back in college. Hours fly by as we belt out tunes in whatever non-existent key our voices register in. Soon enough, we're surrounded by lush trees and spectacular vistas of everything amazing that nature has to offer. It feels good to be back out here. Real good. We park our car at the entrance to a familiar trail and load up our gear on our backs. I'm thankful that I've been working on my health over the past couple of weeks. Otherwise, I'd be dreading all the hiking that's about to happen. Craig looks intently at his phone. Everything all right? Yep, just had to fire off one last work email. Craig pockets the phone and we start off on the trail. It's relatively easy, but I know I would have been huffing and puffing at this point if it weren't for all the murder sprints. I look around me and take in all the trees and animal chirps. Everything okay back there? There's no reception out here. Oh yeah, being out in the middle of nowhere will do that. I recognize the look of anxiety on Craig's face. But what if there's a problem? There won't be, you've trained for this, reception is the least of our worries. We just gotta reassure him that nothing's gonna happen. It'll be fine. Come on, bud. Who's a relaxed boy? I don't know. Craig? I'm a relaxed boy. That's my dude. We keep marching down the trail, but it seems like Craig is still worried. After a bit, he stops in his tracks. Maybe we should go back. We could find another campground that gets good cell phone reception. Craig, seriously, what's wrong? I mean, I'm just really nervous. My dad instinct is kicking in and my mind keeps conjuring up all sorts of worst case scenarios. What if something happens to the girls? I don't have signal. I would have no way of knowing. Let me tell you, that feeling never goes away, no matter how old your kids are. You just gotta remind yourself that they're in good hands. Craig doesn't say anything. I give him a reassuring punch in the shoulder. Try to remember why we came out here. The plan is to get you away from it all and just focus on ourselves for this little trip. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing in the woods. Craig looks me directly in the eyes. No distractions, no cell phone service, just two dads relaxing in the woods. We're gonna have some fun this weekend. Craig and I get back to marching. It's not too long of the hike before we get to the campsite, and we're both glad to see that we're the only two people here. I can't believe you still have this tent. I found it in my attic, and already checked it for holes, but it's seen better days, sure, but I think we'll be able to survive. I dump the bag of fabric and poles into the ground, we unfold the tent in the desired spot, and I hand Craig the stakes. We still know how to do this, right? Of course we do, which means we don't. We do not. After 20 minutes of struggling like people in a bad infomercial, I somehow managed to build an upright structure that closely resembles what a tent would look like if you asked somebody to draw a picture of one with their eyes shut. I wouldn't put this up against the storm, but I think we'll be able to survive for the night. We set out a couple of chairs and our cooking equipment, admiring our handiwork. Bro, look at us go! Look upon this kingdom we have built. Upon this rock we shall grill meats and drink brews, for we hold dominion over this land. Verily, and look at our camping chairs, which we are going to sit on. I feel like he was like trying to speak like I was, and then he was just like, yeah, those chairs are cool though. So what's next on the Camp Stravaganza docket? Well, now that we have our shelter settled, I think it's time we do some exploring. There's a waterfall a little bit up the way. I'm sure we could hike to. Let's get hiking. Craig and I venture into the woods. We amble along, taking our time to chat and admire the wildlife. Craig reached out an arm and stops me. Dude, does that look like what I think it looks like? I look over at where he's pointing. Oh my god, it does. That tree looks like a butt.
Nice.
I can't get over how detailed it is. I examined the butt tree further. The contour is perfect. It even has back dimples. I thought we were gonna have a great time camping, but this makes it even better. Craig holds back a snicker. I aspire to have every hike be as good as this one. I'm snickering too now. Let us analyze this tree further. Craig and I share a huge belly laugh at our awful jokes. They're so bad. The best thing about this is that there are no daughters out here to tell us our jokes are bad. Just me. I'll tell them that their jokes are bad. We high five. Craig and I hit the trail again. It's been a long time since we've been out here, but everything seems more or less familiar. We point out old landmarks that we remember from back in our college days. I think we're getting close now. Check it out. There's a clearing up ahead. As I get closer, I can hear running water. Cresting over a hill, Craig and I are greeted by a wide clearing surrounded by trees. In front of us is a beautiful waterfall, spilling into a large body of water that runs into a river. Mouths agape with the genuine beauty of the place, we go to investigate. The old waterfall. Dude. It's gorgeous. Nature's so rad. Peering further, we get an idea of how deep the pool is. Think we could jump off of it like the old days? Ha! This old dad is happy here on dry land. Looks like you could climb right up over there. We didn't even bring swim trunks. What are you talking about? Craig immediately begins taking off his clothes. Oh, well, hello there, Craig. Oh, look at Craig's butt. Don't look at Craig's butt. Oh, we're gonna look at Craig's butt. Yeah. I can't help but sneak a peek. That is a good butt. Craig turns around suddenly. He catches me looking.
Oh.
It wasn't me. It was the squirrel on the tree over there. Yeah. I do a lot of glute workouts. Oh, hey, it looks like he liked us checking out his butt, so that's fine. I immediately turn away, blushing. You coming or what? Oh, I don't know about this dude. He's already making his way over to the waterfall by the time I finish my sentence. When he realizes I'm not right behind him, he turns around and rolls his eyes. We lived together for years. I've seen your ass more times than I can count. It's no big deal. So you got it, Chief. Let's put on a show. Who needs pants anyways? Let's put on a show. It's just the two of us, so who cares? If the clothes are coming off, then it's someone's birthday. What? Craig gives me the wolf whistle. What's a wolf whistle? What? I turn around and give my booty a good spank. That one's for you, big boy. I take my shirt off and drop it into a pile of Craig's clothes. I put the rest of my clothes on the ground, feeling exposed. Craig and I climb to the top of the waterfall, making sure not to slip on any wet rocks. He reaches the peak before I do and offers me a hand at getting up. At the top, we look over at the cliff into a tiny lake. It seems so much higher up from this perspective. Craig has always been a daredevil. He pulled some stunts off in college, and I'm honestly still shocked he survived. I was always the one standing on the sidelines, watching and hoping I wouldn't be bringing him home in a gurney. Man, this could be dangerous. Craig looks me in the eyes. Don't think, just jump. Craig cannonballs off the waterfall into the lake, creating a huge splash. I'm worried for a moment before he finally resurfaces from under the water. Whoa! He treads the water and looks up at me. You coming or what? Don't think, just jump. How are you supposed to just not think? I'm pretty sure that's not physically possible. My toes grip the edge of the rock. The water looks so far away. Don't think, just... I run off the edge trying to do my best cannonball. Somewhere in the middle it turns into a really graceful belly flop. Oh no. I hit the water with a loud slap. I resurface to find Craig giggling. I rate that belly flop a solid 8 out of 10. Your form was lacking, but your heart was in the right place. I playfully splash water at Craig. Are you sure about that? I splash him again. You've given me no choice. Craig splashes me in the face with a huge wave of water. You've awakened the beast. He launches another wave of water at me. Don't you put me in the corner here. Don't put a wild animal in a corner. Let's see. Squirt water at him with your hands, hammer fist, or dunk him. I don't know what this means, but I mean, that one sounds the most fun, so let's try that. With the force of thunder, I bring my fist down into the water, creating a tidal wave that drenches Craig. Good one. But I think I can do better. Craig answers back with his own tidal wave. It's big enough to launch me back. He's so... strong. Craig, truce, please. Craig thinks about it. Yeah, sure. We shake hands and there's peace. Man, that jump was such an adrenaline rush. Not so scary now, huh? Racing to the top, I've had enough excitement for the day. Let's do it again, screw it. We run all the way up the slick rocks and cannonball off into the waterfall again. What a rush. Good form on that one. Wanna go again? You know it, yeah. With the same energy we had in our youth, we climb back up to the top of the waterfall. I'm brave enough to try a flip, which I'm sure looks incredibly graceful as I belly flop into the water. Whew, man, this is fun. Got one more in you? I live for danger, or I'm ready to throw in the towel. I live for danger, sure. It takes us a little more time, but we get to the waterfall and both do our best running jumps into the water below. Alright, I think that's my limit. We should get going back before it gets too dark. Are you kidding me? I've never felt more alive, or you're right. Are you kidding me? I've never felt more alive. Alright, bro. You sure? It's my time to jump. I scurry up the rocks once more and do another classic cannonball. Wow, this is so much fun. I'm getting kind of cold. Want to go back to camp now? Okay. No, we're gonna go. We should probably head back. We put our clothes back on and notice that they're soaking wet. Maybe a splash fight wasn't the best idea. Ah, it's okay. We'll get a fire going in no time. We can dry off and get some dinner going. Sopping wet, we hike back to the camp and unpack everything we need for our dinner. Craig pulls a couple of steaks and some chopped potatoes and tinfoil.
Nice.
You ready for a feast? Hey man, take a seat. The Craig train is pulling into relaxation station, and I'm your conductor. Let me cook for you. Absolutely not. Cooking is the thing that relaxes me most. I'll take it from here. Craig cooks now? I remember how his entire sophomore year diet consisted of microwavable mac and cheese, but not microwaved, and have trouble believing the thing that he just said. At least let me start the fire. Sure, let me grab my matches. Craig reaches into his backpack. He rummages around the bag, pulling things out, checking every pocket. Uh-oh. I know I packed it. Craig checks another bag and still can't find it. My stomach grumbles, and now I'm more acutely aware of how cold and wet I am. We really need to get the fire started. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Gosh, I'm so stupid. I could have sworn I packed it. I'm sorry, dude. Don't be. We can figure this out. We can start a fire. We're smart guys. I mean, how hard could it be? I've watched plenty of survival programs on TV. If naked reality TV stars can do it, so can we. We'll need some wood. I gesture to the trees around me. There's no shortage of that. And some tinder? We can make that work. And then I think some ancient aliens are supposed to come by and give us advanced technology or renovate our house. Depends on the show. What kind of TV show? I want to watch these shows that they're watching. Anyways, Craig and I gather a variety of wood, bark, and moss until we have all the materials that could conceptually make a passable looking campfire. Just add fire, right? That's the fun part. The sun is just now setting and a cool breeze rustles the leaves and trees around us. We have to work quick. I've done this in the past and I know I can figure it out. Just give me a second. Anyway, I could help? Give me some moral support. Lift my spirits and we'll make this fire happen. Let's see, you can do it. Never knew a better Craig. Go overboard with compliments. Let's just shower him with compliments. You're really giving that fire the business. You're an amazing, hardworking father with a steady work ethic and everyone around you loves you. Your daughters think you're a superhero and the neighbor dads respect you immensely. Also, your butt looks great. Bro, stop. You'll make me cry. Okay. Just don't want your tears putting out the fire. Eventually, Craig is miraculously able to get something going. He blows on the embers and gently places the glowing moss into the base of the pit. Soon enough, we have a nice little fire going. Way to go, man. We're regular old outdoorsy fellas. Hooray for not dying. I take a seat on one of the lawn chairs Craig brought and cozy up to the fire, warming up my hands. Relax, man. Take it easy. Let me handle the dinner. I watch as Craig strokes the fire and sets up a makeshift grill for the steaks. After all that hiking and swimming and fire starting, I'm able to relax a bit. With the sound of crickets and the scent of steak filling the air, I actually feel pretty calm. Craig expertly sears 2 steaks in a pan he's been heating up on the fire, cracking thyme and crushed ginger over it while basting them both in butter. That sounds really good. Wow, I didn't know he was actually good at cooking. The fanciest I ever saw him get in college is when he started sprinkling the seasoning packet onto the dry ramen and eating it straight up. Wait, like not even cooked? Like just the brick and oh, that's nasty. Okay. When did this happen? You used to eat cereal every morning with beer instead of milk. That's nasty. I grew up, I guess. I think these are just about ready. Craig puts the steaks on a paper plate and sets them aside. I start to reach for one, but Craig smacks my hand away. Oh. Dude, let them rest. It'll be more flavorful that way. But I'm starving! I patiently return to my seat, eyeing the steaks longingly from a distance. They smell incredible. Craig prepares a side salad for us in the meantime, sprinkling feta cheese on the freshly chopped greens. He plates it next to a generous pile of roasted potatoes covered in olive oil and rosemary. God, this guy knows how to cook, and I am starving. Okay. Once it's all ready, we sit down by the fire and dig in. Oh. Everything taste okay? I'm in heaven. That's what I like to hear. Remember how for an entire semester we'd eat burritos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's so hard not to go back to that. Look at you now, man. You have kids, a great job, and now you cook like a vengeful wizard whose arch nemesis is microwavable food. I'm really impressed with how much you've gotten your life together. Craig laughs, but there's no humor in it. Oh. I'm glad you think that. I glance at Craig while he picks at his salad. He really grew out of his baby face, but there's something about his expression that makes him seem much older than he is. A sense of maturity that he didn't have in college. He looks exhausted. You okay?
I don't know.
Yeah. Come on, dude. I've known you for long enough to see when you're down.
I don't know.
I'm tired, bro. I think being out here is making me realize just how drained I feel. You work really hard, Craig. It can't be easy. I have to, for my girls. I volunteer at their school. I cook healthy meals for them. I do everything I can to make sure they're safe and happy. And when they're with their mom, I'm always working overtime so I can support them. And then you work out a lot so you can crush anyone who stands in their way? That, and I don't want to fall into my old habits. I need to set a good example for my girls. Everything I do is for them, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But it seems like it's just bleeding you dry. If that's what it takes to raise them well, then it's worth it. Craig, buddy, I know where you're coming from, but you gotta take care of yourself too. I do though. I eat right and exercise, and that's not what I mean. You're too little butter on too much toast, you know? What? You're spreading yourself too thin. Life needs balance. It's great that you care as much about your kids, but you can't neglect your own needs because you're too busy taking care of everyone else's. You matter too. It's just, I know I can provide for my family, but if I take a step back and look at everything objectively, I know I'm doing right by them. But I can't explain it, man. There's always this voice in the back of my head telling me that I need to do more. It's like it's never enough for me. Every time I try to relax, that voice keeps telling me I don't deserve it. To be honest, I even feel guilty about being out here. Craig, you're trying your best, and you're doing an amazing job. That's a fact. But even if you weren't, you would still deserve happiness. Do I, though? Hell yeah or hell yeah? Oh, it's gotta be bro. Hell yeah, bro. He digs the broness, okay. I look at Craig and think about what a good friend and even better father he is. He's compassionate, he's hardworking, he's relentlessly positive. He encourages everyone to be the best version of themselves. He makes me want to be a better person. If you could only see yourself the way I see you. Craig beams. He gets up and walks over to his supplies. Come on, I brought dessert. Oh, are you going to use the campfire to torch the tops of some creme brulee? What? I know little to nothing about cooking. Craig pulls out marshmallows. Well, you still know how to make s'mores, right? I think the more important question is, do you still know how to make s'mores? As I recall, you used to just completely blacken the marshmallows. Oh, I stand by that. It's charred on the outside, but the gooey center is preserved. Brutish. Craig throws a marshmallow at me, and I catch it in my mouth. Pro move. We used to be able to do that at a great distance against a wind disadvantage. Give me a week of practice and I'll be competitive again. Craig and I sit in the warm glow of the campfire, watching embers float up towards the sky. The stars are so much brighter out here. Yeah, I miss this, Diva. Me too. We stay here until it gets late, half remembering stories from college. We watch as the fire dies and eventually clamber into the tent. We crawl into the tent and I unfurl my sleeping bag. Wait, where's the other sleeping bag? I look around for a second. Oh no. I must have left it at home. It's all yours, dude. I'm sorry. I'll just curl up over there, you know, by myself. No way. Here. Craig unzips the sleeping bag and spreads it out so there's enough room for both of us to lie on top of it. Night, bro. Good night, bro. I roll over and we face away from each other. Without a blanket, it's really cold. I shiver, and without realizing it, I find myself nestling closer to Craig. I'm sure he won't mind. He turns over and I can feel his breath in my neck. It's hard to focus on anything else. I turn over, trying to get more comfortable. I open my eyes to find Craig's face only a few inches from my own, but for once, he looks at peace. His eyes flutter open and his hands find a place on my waist. Oh! I'm not sure who leans in first, but suddenly, we're kissing. We look at each other again, my heart racing. Craig, I got strong feelings for you, bro. Doesn't seem like the right place to use that, but, you know, whatever. Feelings I can't deny anymore. Bro, me too. Really? Okay, I run my hands through his hair and then down his chest. Craig brings me closer, wrapping his arms around me. I feel so secure. You know, talking about old times is fun, but I like making new memories with you. I smile, tracing the lines of his hip with my finger. We kiss again. I'm not worried about us getting too cold tonight. Ayo! Wait, is that the end? Oh, that is the end! Okay. Well, let's see how we did. Alright, got a rank S.
For sure.
Alright, so we're gonna move on into the epilogue next and see how they kind of end the game together. Alright, so we just got to the Cherry Blossom Tree, which if you guys have seen a run-through of Dream Daddy, you kind of know that this is where it ends, where you talk with them and they kind of have their own, like, story that they go through. So, yeah. I take a seat next to Craig as the last guests make their way out of the party.
Oh.
Bro. This reminds you of the parties we used to throw. Fewer keg stands, of course. Probably for the best. I don't want to get my hip replaced after a party trick that goes wrong. We can leave the keg stands in the past. Taking this weekend to relax. This party was the first stop out of the express train from Relaxation Station. Next stop is Napville. Pull into the Diva Concourse. I'd like to book a ticket to Napville as well. I might have to meet you halfway at eating food directly off your own stomach town. We both giggle, but man, I want to just pour some chips in my belly while I hang out on this hammock. Craig, I'm glad you're making time for yourself. Me too. Stress is a funny thing, dude. I didn't realize how overworked I was until we got away from the city. It's honestly just as destructive as binge drinking every night and eating burritos off the floor. I guess we need to get out of the city more often then. Craig kicks his legs over the side of the bench and leans onto me, lying on my lap. I run my fingers through his hair. You're looking for balance. I admire that. I'm trying not to feel guilty about doing things for myself. It's a process. And it's gonna take me some time to figure it out, but I need your help, bro. Craig, I'll be your bro till the day I die. That is like... Okay, anyways. And if being your bro means forcing you to take care of yourself, then I'll happily oblige. Craig looks up at me, smiling. Bro. That means so much to me. Craig sits up and pulls me into a kiss. Bro. We both laugh. You and me, we're gonna be alright. Alright, you guys, and this is where I'm gonna leave this episode of Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. So we finished Craig's route, and so at the end of each route, everybody gets their own little picture, personalized to them. I forgot to show Brian's when I did his run through, but I mean, I'm sure you can find them on the internet and stuff, but anyways, I had a lot of fun playing this route. If you guys do want to see more, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably end up running through most of these on my own time just because I want all the achievements and I want to see what happens. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, have a wonderful day, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye!